let's show it. What's in it for the black people, you know it. What's in it for the black people, let's show it. For the black people, 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 for the black people.
Life is a marathon, a maze of magic and mystery. On our quest to make our mark on history, we're sometimes troubled by the terrain. It's tough, but the aim remains the same. The mountaintop, the podium, breaking through the tape at the end of the race, in spite of the pain.
I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. My feet don't get tired, but my feet don't get tired.
Giving up, what's that? Life out how you running in circles, man, what track? We on the go as soon as our feet in the ground make contact. In fact, each step taken might not be exact, but we grow through the pain of every bruise, every scratch. Don't trip, get those knees up, don't skip. Run through the competition, the division, your mind's negative dimensions. Don't let your doubts weigh you down. Fear suffocating every time that it's found. Don't put matter over your mind. Breathe your dream, catch a second wind, move closer to your finish lines. With each rep, better your time, your grind, don't be alarmed. You in the final stretch, man, pump those arms. Kill that noise, remember your joy, your passion. Look at the distance you pass, and I'm asking. It's exhausting, but what ain't? Show them you can when they think that you can't. You ain't got no restraints. Your DNA is a gift. Kick, rock, roll, hop on your hips, grip your game, lift your game. It's a beautiful mission. Your song plays alone, the body listens. The effects are stunning. One foot in front of the next, your steps keep drumming. Your heartbeat beats to the rhythm. All you gotta do is keep running.
I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. My feet don't get tired, but my feet don't get tired.
Keep moving your feet, even when you feel weak. Don't look to the ground, that's a part of defeat. Stop looking around, focus hard on the beat. Your heart racing you now, but you win every week. Another day, another dollar, but it got you wondering if life is a gift and you're on the list, then what did you miss? It's gotta be more, can't always be this. See, you can either quit or make excuses how you used to be a part of the race. Now you running in place, feeling disgrace. Your pride is erased, now you hiding your face. Look, when I'm on the case, see, I don't know nobody stronger than you. You continue, be as great as you can. Stick to a plan. Don't worry who sees you, they might not understand. Not a word that you're saying, but observing you plan. Can't be certain when saying
I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. My feet don't get tired, but my feet don't get tired.
In modern day, bad karma is calling itself God and trying to control existence, killing Mother Nature's beauty and purpose. So when fear losing sight, focus on accurate perception of reality and let it strengthen mental capacity and and help nurture and maintain spiritual inner peace. No matter how the odds look, truth first, always. To my walking dead, the playwright Shakespeare once said, rage to the dying of a light. We must maintain a moral compass.
I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired.
A lot of thoughts in my mind, gotta designate what to leave, what to take, and appreciate. A lot of people talk fly, but I levitate. Rise above with the love when I meditate. When I meditate. I roll with God cause he never late. My sundial and denial of the Ben Franks. On the road, let's travel with a full tank. Revolutionary overture, that's too saint. I mean, that's two son. I mean, that's two saints. Like Peter, Paul, me, and you could be the new saints. Let me paint a new picture on the 16. Woolly haired black man with divine genes. Yeah, I be rapping, but these 16's art. Cathartic, therapeutic, really who needs charts? All I need is heart, God's love and some knowledge. Acknowledge, don't acknowledge, I be good, to be honest. It's like, if you never knew my name, at least I know me. Broken chains on my brain, now I'm set free. At peace in the now, I'm complete. Cause all I ever had to do is just be. Just be. Lot of thoughts in my mind, gotta designate what to leave, what to take, and appreciate. A lot of people talk fly, but I levitate. Rise above with the love when I meditate.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For the black people, cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't toast no more. I told y'all, yeah, this a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around, it can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Reese and Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't tryna help us, they ain't tryna do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect your oppressed to solve wrong.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Reese, the ruler, and Reese. They've been trying to stop us. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Happy birthday to my dearest mother, Irma Jean Jackson, born this day in 1945. Are we back? Are y'all back? We was up to 210 and they was like, whack 'em. So I'm just telling y'all, take a moment, share the broadcast, share it with your friends, say we back, let them know. Sometimes they go back to the old screen. That's why I put the blue screen up so you can know it's a difference from the last one. But it is the Maze Jackson Show. Did you all go back? Tell your friends, tell your family we are back. YouTubers, you're about at 1/3 of where you were. So let the people know, as well as the Maze Jackson page. Y'all get out here. Reese. But before we went to break, I was talking about, well, before we get into this, Reese, you know, I've been working at Obsidian. We really have been putting it on. Shout out to everybody. We had a great weekend this weekend too. Did y'all see James, brother James from the, you know, Reese? I think what we're gonna do, we gonna want to see a little. Let's check out a little something. I'm gonna bring something up because this weekend at Obsidian, you know our boy James, right? You know James Matthews in the den. So he was at the we had a little, you know, a happy hour on Friday. James showed up. Let me see if I can get it on the screen. Let's see if we can get it, Reese, because it was actually, we had a good time, and it's actually a lead into my other thoughts. So Reese, turn me up on the switch on the computer, right? Turn the volume up on the computer. We're gonna show you a little bit of what happened on Friday night. Go ahead. Yep, that's it. That's our boy James. He over 1,000 views now. It's the Maze Jackson Show. But if you check him out rocking those drums, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm trying to talk over it just a little bit so we don't turn it down just a little bit so that we don't get jammed. They might put us back out. But that was a little bit of what we do on Friday nights. That's your boy James back there rocking them drums. Now, if you could line my other song up just a little bit, we getting ready, because you probably got to switch. All right, so let's just get y'all a little bit of feel of how we was getting down. I'm trying to do a drummer DJ set, where it's just like the drummer play the beats and the tracks. But that's our boy, that's y'all friend James Matthews, who is a member of the Den, getting it in on the ones and twos. He was banging the drums out. All right, Reese, you can take it down. This is the Maze Jackson Show. Don't forget, it is your opportunity to join Obsidian Social Club. Friday, again this Friday, so it's not last minute. This Friday, we will be having another open house. So if you're interested in becoming a member, inbox us at Chicago Obsidian. That's chicagoobsidian@gmail.com if you're interested in it. Reese, I was telling you to play a new song. It's not a new song, but you know the Chicago Steppers love this song. But I also think it's, you know, regular people that just kind of dig the cult classic. You know Reese, not DJ Reese the Ruler, but Reese will be at Obsidian live in the living room on March 25th. Now, Reese, I don't know, when I say Reese, they keep getting confused about you and this. So could you maybe give them a little snippet of Reese so that they can know who we talking about, so that they can get they joints? We've been going back and forth over this. Y'all might remember that. March 25th. Fast forward a little bit so we can get into you can get a little bit of the, right. Friday, March 25th at Obsidian. Reese will be in the building. Chicago Obsidian at gmail.com if you are interested in coming in. Now, Reese, I'm going to let you know, it's only for 60 people. So you're going to be like, there is no bad seat, right? Now, you got to be a member, but let me talk to you about why this is a special membership introductory offer. So we want you to come on by. It's some of what you can expect when you are a member of Obsidian. Think about that, Reese. Like, y'all, no matter where you sit, you're going to be right next to the stage. And live band, all the whole you did right there. So don't miss Reese, March 25th. At Obsidian. Now you can take that on down just a little bit. Y'all ain't ready though. Reese, I'm trying to take Chicago somewhere. Cause you know, it's a whole new world out here. But that also, so y'all make sure, anybody, do y'all know who Reese is? You think they know who Reese is, Reese? Reese, do you know who Reese is?
I heard the song before, but I don't know the person. But I definitely heard it before.
All right, she got like a little cult following. You know, it's all the I see you as I go deep blue, cause I rap and I sing. No, she actually has some very good music, straight out of Philadelphia. So, Reese, March 25th at Obsidian. If you are not a member and would like to join our exclusive social club, email us at Chicago Obsidian. That's CHICAGO OBSIDIAN at gmail.com. If you're interested in checking it out, find out how you can become a member of Obsidian, and you too can get great access to great shows just like that. All right. Reese. So I want to get into what I'd like to talk about as the black conundrum. The black conundrum in this mayor's race. I know that this is going to be unpopular view. And even as I was sharing it last week, I was saying people got a little upset, but I feel like I'm not exactly sure what to do in this election. Is it all right if I'm honest in this conversation? Like I really, and I mean, I know I'm open to opinion and all of that stuff, but I want to have like just a straight up conversation where I don't necessarily feel like I'm being judged for the thoughts that I have. Like, I have not made a decision. All right. So like, I haven't made a decision, but I am torn. Reese, when it was Dr. Wilson and the field, it was a no-brainer for me whether I thought Dr. Wilson was going to win or not. Right? It was like, you know how you can, it's like there was no real risk by supporting Dr. Wilson. It's like his credibility in the black community was straight up. But now, Reese, I find myself conflicted as I go to make the mayoral decision. Now, I really want to talk about it and I really want to be honest, but I really don't want to get persecuted for it. You know, as I get prepared to make my exit, I think I am starting to get a little bit more sensitive, Reese. I ain't going to even lie. Like, I am. I'm a little bit more sensitive. You know, where it used to be like, F you. Like, I'm not for the daggers, right? And I feel like I want to talk it out. Like, I want to talk through it. And I want to understand, and I don't want to be shushed, or I don't want to be black shamed, or I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? Like there's things that I see and things that concern me, and I want to talk about them, and I want to talk to you about them, and I want to have an anti-hostile conversation. I want to have a dialogue, not a screaming match, and I know that I scream in the mic and I got the mic, but it's like, I want to have this conversation without being accused of, without Sambo, Uncle Tom, you know what I'm saying? Any of that, the name calling. But before I do that, you got somebody on the live line, so I'm going to take the phone call, and then I'm going to come back to this. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Reese, the ruler. We're taking the calls. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up? Who's this? What you want to talk about?
Hey, good morning, Maze. This is Ron.
Oh,
good morning.
Ron. What's up, Ron? Hey. It was good to see you. It was good when you came through the building the other day, man. You know, sometimes when I'm doing the show,
I had a wonderful time.
Did you get some good coffee? Did you get some donuts? Did they take good care of you, Ron?
Man. You know, those donuts are so good. I saw some a couple of days at Jewel's. Because me and my wife had coffee, and I said, you know, these donuts were so good the other day when I went to see Maze. Now I have them with my coffee. But now everything was good, Maze. And just seeing you was just always enjoyable, and Reese also. So, but real quick, and Maze, I appreciate your honesty. We have to be honest. We need to talk about this election. But Maze, I do have a question. I was reading some different things and about Brandon Johnson, and I know we'll be talking about Val's too. But right now, I just want to make a quick comment about Brandon. And I was reading that he is going to be using this time to get to know some of the black people in these different boards. What is that? What does that mean? I mean, how is it that even you didn't even carry your own ward? See, I've heard him. I've heard him talk about what he has done for black people. But then why do we have to? I know you. And the thing is, I know what your agenda is. And for me, Maze, that the Chicago teacher, and see, here's the thing, I don't see things necessary through the prism of unions. And I don't have a problem with, I have a problem with public unions. That's a whole nother different story. That's taxpayers' money. I've worked 40 years without even being in a union. But everybody doesn't see things through that prism, particularly the teachers' union. I am a person who do not believe that the Chicago Teachers Union is necessarily, their agenda is necessary to coincide with black people. So I just want to say that. How could you have been, you've been in office, I don't care what office you've been in, for 4 years, and black people, you think black people are going to get to know you in 4 weeks? We should already know you. We should already know you. And for me, if you couldn't even carry your own ward, I don't know. I gotta listen and hear. But as far as what I've seen, and I said this, and I stand behind it, he was going to be the last person I was voting for, because he's carrying the agenda of the Chicago Teachers Union. Black children are not being educated in the city of Chicago. They are just a political machine, and he's the face of the political machine. If someone disagrees with me, fine. But how black people supposed to get to know you in 4 weeks, and we didn't get to know you in 4 years? So that's my comment, and I deal with values too. But we need to deal with facts, not emotion. Those are facts. What has he done that he can speak of for black people? They ain't getting to know you in 4 weeks, in 4 years. You haven't done anything of significance for black people. Your own ward didn't vote for you, man. Come on. I'll talk to you this week, man.
Lord, talk about striking a match. Jesus. Dang, boy. Ron, tell us how you really feel, Ron. Sheesh. Where's my disclaimer for somebody be calling talking about I said. Look, the thoughts and opinions of the callers, right? Because I get in trouble for what the callers say too. Right? Like, I be saying nothing. I be minding my business. The callers say something, then the next thing you know, I'm getting a letter. But let me also do real quick. Shout out to my man, CJ. Man, St. Francis de Sales going downstate. My man, CJ, the whole squad doing their thing. I think we beat them. But, CJ, Uncle May is proud of you, man. I'm proud of you doing your thing, getting down there. Go ahead, man. Still, and I seen you in the paper. I know your dad is proud too. Shout out to State Representative Cyril Nichols as well. His son did one of my son things. Right? He was getting, wasn't feeling a certain way, went to a new school, and then went to a new school and thrived, and now they on their way downstate. So I want to send a big shout out to CJ on his way to school today. All right, back to the calls. Reese, we got any other calls on the line? Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. I really want to break this down to you, but before I do, I'll take your call. I feel like I want to have a true black discussion, and I'm happy to share all opinions, be with whatever, but I don't feel like I'm a little sensitive right now, and I don't feel like being attacked. But I got a lot of things on my mind, and I feel like I'd like for us to be able to talk without me being declared the enemy of the state, because I got questions. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up?
Shalom.
What up, King?
Man, it's time to make some hard decisions, like you said. I've got to have faith in the black man. That's all I got to say right now. And I tried to get over there with Dallas, but it's a lot of haters in the room blocking me, gatekeepers. And I talked to him several times at Mama Wade Club Place. He's like, yeah. Then there's people around him in the office talking about wait till the runoff. I'm sorry. Man, please, what you mean? That's a slap in the king's face. Please, wait till a runoff. So, man, I can't, like I said, I just can't wait to see how this go down. All the doggone O.J. Simpson's finna come out. You could say, go watch Roots. Watch who called Kunta.
Okay. Got it. That was
Shalom,
King.
hallelujah.
That was King Israel on the line. Look, y'all. So I'm confused. Not confused. So, like, Reese, I don't want to get played. I don't want to get played. Like, I don't want no Reverend Dr. King, we shall overcome moment. I do not want to have my emotions played with. I don't want no emotion. Like, I don't want no we shall overcome moment. I don't want another freaking Harold Washington redo. I don't. I don't. And I feel bad for that, but I am not interested in history. Like, I'm not interested in black and white to color to none of that. Like, unless it is from black and white to green, which for me is economic, it is reparations, it is, and I don't even think we're gonna get reparations right away. Like, I'm not gonna be against reparations. I'm gonna stay in the pragmatic lane. Yes, I believe in reparations, and that's a question. And I am always for it. But realistically, do I believe that we need to participate in the economy? So I'm torn, Reese. I am torn because it seems like we finally getting to the top of the pile under the rules that existed, right? So, Reese, if you can imagine being in politics for the last 25 years, and you finally get to your space, and now they want to tear it up and start over and use you to start it over, i.e. your blackness, but it isn't for necessarily black people. And I am torn. I am torn because I don't want to get Obama'd. Do you understand what I mean when I say I don't want to get Obama'd? Like, I don't want to do this thing where we don't ask ask or we don't make our demands because we rolling in. I never believed it was gonna be a first black president. He gonna get us next time, y'all. I don't want to, and I know what's happening, and I feel like we're going to be talked out of talking about our self-interests. And that, my friends, is not where I want to be. Now, in an ideal world, would I want a black mayor? I feel like that's how we got the Lori Lightfoot joint. And if you're appealing to the same voter base, what does that mean for us? Not for anybody else. I'm not for taking anything. There's enough for all. So if there's enough for everybody, what is our part of the everybody? If you cannot ask the black person, then why the hell do we expect that the white person will answer the question? That's what Reese always be saying. So if a white person said it. So I am now put in a position where the same white people that call me racist are now telling me that if I ask the black dude for my self-interest, that they called us racist. And so when I see all of the people who have taken my words and used them and then turned them into he's a racist, when I look up and I see Fritz Kagi standing up saying, I want, like, dog, I am torn. If everybody that signed the letter is on your side, where does that leave me? If they can call you racist for addressing black issues, so maybe it's not me. Right? And I'm happy to say it's not me. But who is the person that gets the black articulated game plan? Is it Matt McGill? Let it be Matt McGill. I will tell everybody to tune in to Matt McGill. It can be Rufus Williams. It could be whoever it is. But how do we get to a black conversation with a black person? An honest one. And I want to talk about it without, like, the crazy part is I'm watching all these people call everybody racist and all this stuff, and it's white people. And I'm saying, like, again, we only have 1 month, and how long are we gonna do the race fight? Like, if that's what it is, then that's what it is. If that's what we're going to focus on, then I get it. And I'm okay with that, and that's just what it is. But I do wonder, like, it's not even it's like, I want to know, where does a black man who has worked all of this time fit in a Brandon Johnson administration? I know where and I want to ask the same thing of Paul Vallis. But I resent the fact that I can't be undecided, and my vote should not be, it is banked. If you go to everybody's site, they have an articulated plan for us. I'm not sure that Selma is enough. And so I think we as black people have got to have the venue to be able to ask the questions. Maybe it's Salim. And I mean, like, can we have a private conversation? Off the record? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. I'm okay with all people, but I want to know, where do we fit in the all, in the sum of the total? Look, y'all, we'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Maze said. We out of here. Peace. You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Reese the Ruler, on the ones and twos. And Reese, I am I just feel like I'm in a jail. I feel like when we talk about I just feel like I'm in a jam. Is anybody on the live line? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. We're talking about the nationalization, and I'm talking about the black conundrum. I'm going to tell you what I see with with black politicians and the situation that they're in too. But before I do that, I want to go to the live line. Caller, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. Black conundrum. What to do? What's up, caller?
Good morning. This is Andre Smith.
What's up, Andre? How you feeling this morning?
Good morning, Reese and Maze. I'm doing well, but I'm a little disturbed that Brandon went to Alabama for a photo op. And right here in Chicago, it's about knowing your history, Maze.
CTU, the teachers would not even have rights if it wasn't for my great-grandmother in 1864 that filed the first lawsuit in U.S. history for equal rights. And it went to the Supreme Court, and she won. So that was the beginning of equal rights for teachers, colored teachers, in 1864, and she hasn't even been acknowledged in this city. You know, so I'm really disturbed that you would go to Alabama to do a photo op when you got history right here. If it was recognized by our late president, if it was recognized by President Barack Obama, and he wrote a letter and stated to our family that it's people like her that he stands on shoulders that have paved the way, then Brandon, as a CTU organizer and working with CTU and representing the teachers, when are you going to say something, or do you not know your history?
Right, I hear you, brother. You
got to think about it, Maze. 1864, and the living family is in Chicago, and you representing CTU. I mean, how disrespectful, how slap in the face. And this is a black family.
You said 18 or 1964?
1864, Maze. 18.
Wow, that's before
1864.
That's before the end of the
100 years before Brown versus Ed. 100 years before Rosa Parks. They don't know the history, bro. That's just like you don't know the people in his ward.
Man. All right, that's Drace. That's Andre Smith, member of What's in It for the Black People. Vice President of What's in It for the Black People. Let me say, I'm not for the personal attacks, right? Like, that's not where I'm at. Where I'm at is, brother, come sit down with us. Come explain it to me. Explain to me where we fit in your agenda. Let me tell you the conundrum that a lot of people recognize. Me, Maze Jackson, I tend to divide the line between black and white, right? Like, that's just, like I told you, if I turn on, Reese, if I turn on a TV and I see a fight between a black and a white person and I don't know nothing about nobody and I see sound, there's no sound on the TV, and I just happen to, like, the TV broke, like you can't get no sound and there's no pictures, no graphics, I'm just riding with the black dude. Now, if I turn on the sound and I get the statistics and I see it, then I have a different decision to make, right? I have a different decision to make when I understand when it's not just black and white. Lori said, why are we preoccupied with who white people call racist? It's not the fact that white people call someone racist. It's the fact that how do the black people in power respond to that? So if asking or advocating about our self-interest is deemed racist and by white folks, and it causes us to not get our questions answered, then that is why we worry about it from each candidate. Now, here is the conundrum if you are a black elected official. And it's funny because it's like, black people are emotional. So as soon as Jesse White endorsed Paul Vallis, there was a whole string of Jesse White, blah, 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 all of the stuff, right? And realistically, as I said, I don't think that Jesse White endorsing Paul Vallis changes black people's opinion of Paul Vallis in the black space, but I do think it affects the Paul Vallis as a Republican space. But if you are a black elected official in the city council who is now climbing towards seniority, who is now at the top of the pile, like realistically, guys, all of the top black people in city council now that will wield the power, and I know it's going to be like, whatever, blah, 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 blah. They've waited their time, they've waited their turn, and now they've ascended to the spot. And you know that Mr. Johnson's socialist colleagues want to take away. So if you had to wait to get to be, Reese, remember, can you imagine remember when you was a freshman in high school? And remember the seniors? And you was like, damn. You went through freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year. Because on senior year, you knew you got to go to prom. You had senior week. You had Great America Day. You had Senior Dish Day. You had all of that. And you had to wait until your senior year to get there. But now say instead of going to school to be a freshman, you got to do 4 years. To be a sophomore, you got to do 8 years. To be a junior, you got to, because every freshman, sophomore, junior, as an alderman, each term is 4 years, right? So now imagine you find all the seniors graduated is senior year and they say no prom. No homecoming king. No homecoming queen. No, none of that. Because we've decided that we're going to put in a whole new system. So now if you're a black alderman and you're like, damn, I done made it to the top of the pile. Ed Burke is finally gone and we can finally do our thing. And now along comes a black dude who getting ready to hit you with the Harold Washington, Martin Luther King commercials to black emotional people who are going to now get you to say, I don't want a prom. Because if you don't side with the black dude, then you're going to essentially be Barack Obama. I.e., you are the black person that is selling out the Uncle Tom or the Sambo or whatever it is, when the reality is this is a power game. And so now you've gotten to the top of the heap. And as you've gotten to the top of the heap, we done froze again. Did we freeze again? As you've gotten to the top of the heap, the fact becomes that somebody is now asking you to give up your seniority, give up your rank, give up your juice, because you also know that Reese, all the top spots, everything that is going to the new crew. So if CTU wins, you know that everybody that is a CTU ally is now going to be in a position of power, and you now no longer are a senior. You got to roll with the freshmen. You got to eat the freshman lunch. And the people who've been here only one term now ascend to the top of the ranks. And you now, after having served all of your time, after having been hazed freshman, sophomore, junior year, after having to take all of the stuff back, you now are a senior, and they are telling you that the seniors and the freshmen get to do the same thing. Matter of fact, because the freshmen had trauma, we moving them to the front of the line. Does that make sense? So essentially, the black aldermen that have been in city council are essentially put between a rock and a hard place. If you support Vallis, who is still recognizes seniority, recognizes all of the kind of the system that exists, prerogative, all of that, or do you, which is more in line with your values and how you were brought up, and now you finally got there? Or do you line up with Brandon Johnson, who essentially is going to emasculate you when you get in a spot? Like Brandon Johnson for the alderman is essentially like Mayor Lightfoot all over again. Remember when Mayor Lightfoot took the stage as the mayor and she turned around and she said, and she turned around and made them all. Now imagine that same scenario. He probably would do it in a much more classy way, but knowing that you got the top spot, you got all the appointments, and you got CTU backing you, you're going to take the top G's from CTU, and you're going to move everybody up, and essentially all of their allies take the top spots. Does that make sense? So now if you're a black alderman, do you vote your self-interest? Because again, if you don't support the black candidate, You're going to be called an Uncle Tom. You're going to be called a sellout. They're going to attack you in your own wards and your own spaces with your own voters. Because grandma and them like, why y'all don't love the baby? Let the baby have Christmas. Do you understand? And so when you all are watching these political decisions being made, remember, y'all, you taking it personal, but this is about cutting the pie. So if you are the white aldermen they already know what they're doing, right? And what you're going to find is that the fight is going to be amongst black aldermen who are trying to secure their piece of the pie versus them being in a situation where they are being pitted against a black man and his black family, who, because they got the Dr. King commercial, we can't ask no black questions. Now, do you understand the conundrum that I'm in? Because after the black factor, then we go to the philosophical factor. So as often happens, the black factor is leveraged to get the progressive space. And essentially, what you see is the first people on board are white progressives on the north side, which is the calculation. And the answer to us will be shame. I want tangibles. I want you to sit with Salim Muwakil. I want you to sit with whoever the most respected, because I know if you sit with me, I'm racist to the progressive base. Right? Because again, Reese, the same white people the same people that wrote, the same people supporting are the same people who wrote letters against me. So you know I'm not in the least offensive category. So I recognize that, Reese, I'm not going to be the person who's going to get the interview. I'm okay with that. But somebody has to be able to, at a minimum, be able to get answers. Now, conversely, I don't think Paul Vallis gets a pass. But what can I tell you? What I don't want to have, Reese. I don't want to do a race to race election. Like, I don't want it. Like, this reminds me of. Let me not say this reminds me of. I feel like we're going to be super hyper racialized, but I feel like this is white racialized. Like I feel like this is woke. I don't know how to explain it. But I feel like it's. Am I wrong to be undecided? Like, is it okay for me to have questions? To want my questions to be answered without being deemed racist, without creating enemies? Like, family, I feel Selma, but Chicago? How do we, when I hear a nationalized race, I wonder, what does that mean for us locally? Oh, it's time for the people to go. All right, we want to say thank you to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. You can join us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Yeah, man, I don't see, man, I'm tired of name calling. I'm tired of what can we do? Like, what can we do? And I just feel like, if not now, when? Reese, you seem like you had something you wanted to say. You feel frog? You feeling a little frisky? What's up, man?
Oh no, man, it's all good. I love to be, to like just like sit back and listen. Like you said, it is a conundrum. I can understand. And then like how the first caller said about getting taking 6 weeks or whatever, 4 weeks to know you or something like that. I don't even know what Lori Lightfoot appeared from, but she was our mayor just so. I don't think that's an issue, getting to like really know people, because we did that last time. So I mean, we could look at that two ways. We didn't know Lori, we gave her a chance, and then we voted her out. So should we pick somebody that we do have a history of knowing? And I think we do know Paul Vallis a little bit more, but it's kind of real. It's kind of on a black show about black people. When I look at it, it's really, and it's like it's no disrespect to Paul or none of that, but it's just really hard. Like you said, with the TV off, no sound. I walk in the bar and see two people fighting on it. It's a boxing UFC. I'm going with the black man,
Reese, I mean, so there I am, right? Like every single day I get on this show and I ask the question, what's in it for the black people, right? I, on this show, like fundamentally turn on the but the problem is, Reese, I have heard the sound. Reese, if the white people could call me a racist and you buy it, and that make you run from us, or not us, it's really me. It really is a conundrum. It's a conundrum. I'm going to go to the live line. Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up? What you got for me? Who you calling? Where you calling from?
I'm calling from the south side of Chicago. Byron here.
Byron! Byron, did you hear your commercial? It was pretty funny today. It had me laughing.
Oh, yeah. So that's all good stuff, man. I cry because I know it's coming to an end, man. I'm crying. But anyway. Maze. I love the way you squirm while you try and protect your interests, which is your family. And I love it. Now, when a person gets to control you, right? They're controlling you because you are not allowed to say what you got to say, right? You have to cushion it in a certain way so you can feed your family. That's like dictatorship, dude. Those people got so much control. We gave them control, right? And now they're controlling you. And what do you call it? Around the circle, I forgot the word, but they're controlling what you have to say. And what I have to say, I have to be careful with what I say. You know I have to be careful because all those people on the streaming music and said that Byron this, Byron that. I mean, I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to be hurt. Mace, let me put it this way. What state has the most black people representatives in the United States? What state has the most black representatives?
Say that one more time.
Answer that question for me.
You said what?
What state has the most black representatives?
Illinois.
For black people. Illinois. And how are the black people in that state doing compared to other states?
Dang, Byron, why you be trying to...
Have they improved? Have they improved? Have they improved? You see what I'm saying? We got to think logically. We can't continue to do the same thing over and over. We just can't. Let me give you an example. You ever heard of CBO, Congressional Budget Authority? They said that Social Security is going to go broke in 2035, right? And at that time, everybody's going to receive 20% less in their payments, right? Now, if Maze Jackson says, well, we need to reform it so that everybody can get paid and we won't go bankrupt, guess what they can call you? They can call your name. You're trying to stop Social Security. But it's going bankrupt in 2035. And at that point, everybody's going to get 20%. The Republicans said, let's change it. And our Democrat says, no, we can't touch Social Security. But it's going bankrupt. It's reality versus this woke world. But anyway, back to this election. We have to have a scale. There's pluses and minuses on both sides. And all I'm asking people to do is to look at the pluses and look at the minuses and make your decision. Because that's what it's all about. And don't get involved in this racial identity nonsense. Everybody got something to give. But there's always pluses and minuses. There's a reason why you chose your wife opposed to somebody else. There's a pluses and minuses. I would have chose that too. She's a smart son of a gun. I just admire her because she's a chemistry major, and I know her heart in it. I'm sorry, man. I started to do all that because I went to chemical engineer, and I had to quit because it was just too tough for me.
And
but
she
anyway,
fine, too.
That's right.
And she fine, too.
Well, I can't say that. I can't say because you would cancel me.
I sure would be
Yeah, of
careful.
course. we know the facts. See, I know the facts, but I can't say it either. I won't be canceled by you because eventually I'll meet you one day. but that's life in the fire. But I'll say to people, we gotta think logically. We gotta think smart. We gotta think first for our family, and then second for our community. And we have to. We are being canceled with our views. We are being canceled. We can't say what we really want to say. And why we have to choose the right person who's going to ask you the soft belly questions? I want the tough questions being asked, Maze. That's you. Anybody else thinking me too soft questions? Nobody had the balls like you had the balls. And now that you make your transition, hear that word, transition. I just love it when you start the show and says, I'm torn. You ain't torn about damn nothing. I'm just telling you, you ain't torn. Okay, I know where you come from. You are capitalist, okay? And that's the bottom line. You're an American, and that's what's all about. And people are dying to get here because of that. And I know it, but people here just sitting around here talking about being woke. But anyway, that's my comment for today. I appreciate it, Maze. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Byron. That's the Maze Jackson Show. Anybody else on the line? We got callers. We on the. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. I'm torn. I got questions, and I know I'm not supposed to ask, so I'm not going to. But I do feel like somebody, like maybe Salim should ask. Because Salim says if we think logically, we position black people's condition in relation to others, not cherry-pick statistics to boost a right-wing agenda. I guess the statistics I would look at is the 16 economic indicators of which we are all last in. But I feel like I'm comfortable even if he would sit down and have a conversation with Salim and be like, you just can't talk about nobody else. You have to just talk about black people. Period. Carly on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up?
Good morning, Maze. How you doing?
Good morning, Tamiko. How you feeling?
Oh, you whole government name. Anywho, I'm feeling great. Hey, listen, I don't know why you torn. You know exactly what you're looking at, but I want to tell you, stop giving them more ideas to do. Aren't we tired of the emotional stroking that we always get these election cycles? And the first thing I'm seeing is through the feed is, so a black man, listen, green is what our people need to help us out of these situations that we're in. We'll deal with the social economics afterwards when we pretty much get our proper chops per our population. Now, Brandon, Paul, I don't care about either one of them. Technically, we should not care about either one of them if you're not talking about bringing economic lynching relief to our people. So all of this, people, I'm looking at the back and forth today. We're so emotional. He even went down Selma with Charleston next. I'm offended that I feel like that our emotions are being played on. Because since you've been in office, how many times you'd have been down to Selma? Before you got in office, how many times you'd have went to Selma? We need economic relief. And at the end of the day, we're not going to be able to turn situations like Selma, housing or anything around if we don't get economic relief so we can stop being controlled by everyone and take control of our own destiny for our people, period. So it's not about black men. It's not about white men. It's about our economics. And if we have to simplify what's happening to us on all 16 economic indicators to our people from all different walks of life, then that's what we need to do for them to understand. I'm done.
That is Tamiko Hope, president of With the Bus State. Caller. Is anybody else on the line? Caller on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up, caller?
Hey, Maze.
What up?
Hey, Reese, what's up? Tyrone Muhammad, how you doing, soldier?
You know I'm taking your soldier title, Reese. You wait till you see these photos I got of Tyrone. Woo, I see no.
Oh, Lord.
What's up, Tyrone?
Man.
What's up, Mr. Sensitivity?
Reese.
What's up, Ralph Tresvant?
Hey, Reese, Maze. Hey, Reese, Maze crazy, man. Ain't no torn. Maze know what this is, man. And Tamiko said it, Byron said it. Listen, man, the bottom line is, you know me, Maze. I didn't, when I was talking about Paul Vallis before everybody jumped on the bandwagon and got popular, I took the little ridicule and the criticism. So, you know, sometimes you got to take that, bro, because at the end of the day, when I talk about my constituents, formerly incarcerated brothers and at-risk youth and men that will be incarcerated, my constituents, I can't look at that from the perspective of no black and white, because at the end of the day, it's all black. And most of the people in the pipelines, the prisons, the schools, we learned how to be gangbangers in the schools. I'm going to tell you the truth. That's the first place we learned how to be gangbangers, in these schools, because we become bullies, we become everything that we are reflective of, because we get put in these schools and they sit us to the side while our family members and everything is that's at the end of the day, drop us off and we find our cliques and our little crews in those little schools, right? With that being said, Maze, it's economics. Economics is more of an economic stance in selecting the values than it is about color. Because as color, if you want to keep talking about color, and I'm so tired of black people thinking that just because you black, we're going to get a better shake. We already said, and I'm going to say it once again, black lieutenant governor, black county board president, black state's attorney, black mayor, black police chief, 17, 18 black aldermen, state reps, all of that. With the cannabis, black, and we in charge, and we still didn't get anything. So I'm so sick of people talking about they torn based on some blackness, when being black has done nothing for us, bro, in these communities, in these wards. Being black has given us nothing, bro. So now it may be time to line up and show people that it's about green, it's about creating a system. Tamiko just said about finding an opportunity to create wealth within our communities, man. So don't feel bad about anything, bro. You got to give the people a real choice, man, and break it down. You got to break it down for them. Don't give them a platform and we put out a cheat sheet, but we did waffle on the cheat sheet. No, we got to be for real about what we're telling these people, because a lot of them are emotionally geared towards some skin, when every day in these communities that we fight, it's black skin killing black skin, bro. It's black people hurting black people. It's black people not giving other black men a hand up, even though they have the resources to do so, because they too busy being black gatekeepers. They too busy being black gatekeepers. Now the jig is up. The rabbit got the gun, and now you're about to see a big change. Even when it comes to the ex-felons, be on the lookout. EBT is on the way. Ex-cons vote too. We building a movement, and we're moving it out where you got 200, 350,000 ex-cons that can sway a whole governmental vote, that can sway a whole city vote, that can actually run for mayor ourselves. We can run our own candidate. Ex-cons can run our own candidates, and that's what we're gonna do. And man, don't be emotional about that, bro. Just take a stance.
and get your position. And trust me, we're going to follow you and your wisdom on that. Let's go, man. Quit waffling. Bye.
That is Tyrone Muhammad. He be all tough, man. But then hey, shout out to my man Ty. Uncle Mike said, so Uncle Mike, and I've never seen you before, so I'm going to assume that you have now joined the ranks. We won't call you a Lions Den member. We're going to call you one of our new followers or new listeners or new fan. You're asking too much of Brandon for now. Timing is everything, and he can't just be the black candidate. He ain't Harold Washington. Right, fam? If you can articulate, this is what they do to us every time. Articulate a black plan. You ain't got to be, when you articulate the LGBTQ plan, it ain't only, you don't say it's only for them. I keep telling you, the thing that happens is we get black candidates and they can't be black when they got a white base. And I'm not saying that he can't have a plan for all of Chicago, but where do we fit in Chicago? That's it. That's all. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Reese, let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back after these messages. If you're still on the line, we'll take your call when we come back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 AM. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Maze said. We out of here. Peace.
Today, the Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater, but she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history, all because they didn't get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gon' tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed to certain rights we are not granted. The media's the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narrative. It's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wilding with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They're giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there's terrorism.
Terrorism. Terrorism. Terrorism.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said. Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case, he was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Lenders give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. Enough to seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Reese, the rule on the ones and twos. Reese, I got some other stuff I want to talk about, but there's calls on the line? How many calls we got? All right, we're going to take your calls. I guess my question is, and you know, like Uncle Mick said, can we ask afterwards? It's like we've always asked afterwards. We've always asked afterwards, and we always get to wait until next time. We can't be too black. I think that's my challenge. So when I see, like, Brandon Johnson just picked up the endorsements of Cassidy and Andre Vasquez, right? I see people who wrote letters against us talking about our self-interest, right? I think about Andre Vasquez being the co-chair of the reparations committee. Have we heard anything back from that? Like, who's on our team? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Caller, you're on the Maze Jackson Show, and I would love to hear from Brandon Johnson supporters too, and Paul Vallis supporters. I just want to know, like, am I wrong for wanting to get answers to questions? Because it just seems like I always get, like, blasted for asking questions, and I just want to know. Like, I feel like to me, we should be the easiest people to talk to for black people, but I guess not. Caller, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. What up?
Good morning, Maze.
Good morning, Anthony. How you feeling, man?
I'm great. I just, I'm sitting here, and you know who I'm backing.
No, I don't.
All right?
Who you backing?
All right. Man, don't play with me, Maze. Don't play with me, man. You know, I've been talking about Paul Vallis since guys first come out the shoot.
Anthony, you Uncle Tom. They call you Uncle Tom Sambo. Thinking the white man ISIS water is colder. What's wrong with you, Thomas?
Man, dig this here. They can call me anything but late for dinner, man. Don't call me late for dinner. That ain't gonna affect me, man. I've been through this before. I've been a troublemaker. That's what I like about you. You was a troublemaker, man. You always around and stirring up shit stuff. You my favorites, man. But anyway, you that's something that you and I have in common, okay? Anyway, man, don't you be expecting them to allow Brandon to come play with you, man. Quit even thinking in that direction, because his mama said he stay away from me. He got paint on him. You know, he don't like me and I don't like him. So you better not let me catch you right playing with me. I'm going to beat your tail. Man, Brandon ain't coming to mess with us, man. You know,
I'm holding out hope, Anthony. I'm holding out hope. See, like Salim is saying, he thinks he's noting the irony of what's in it for the black people wavering on voting for a black man. I feel like it's more like, no, the black man is wavering on answering or talking to what's in it for the black people. Right? Like, it's like, I don't want to be shamed. This is my point, right? Like, I was talking about this conversation, like, this is what we should have a conversation at Obsidian for, like, and where we could debate the issues with people pro and against without it turning into a name-calling situation. And again, imagine, I told you, this, my conundrum here is, how can I be contemplating this? But then when Uncle Mick hits me with the, well, wait, we asking too much of a black man to answer what's in it for the black people. Like, this is how we get into these situations anyway. But go ahead, Anthony. I'm sorry, man. I just don't want to be, I just want my questions.
Man, you talk. That's why I can't, that's why I can't wait to see you Saturday. Okay? Because, you know, I was there when Brandon comes through there when we was doing the thing for the mayor, you know, people potentially running for mayor. I was sitting right, I don't know if you remember, but I was sitting there, okay? And, man, I just, you know, I wasn't feeling dude, man. That's before I even knew he had I knew he had he was on the Democratic board, okay? But I didn't know he was under the tutelage of yours truly. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a red flag for me anyway. You know, because he coming out that end, you know. I've been not knowing him on a personal level, but I've been watching his work for years. Paul Gallo. He ain't new to this.
Man, Anthony, I think I hear you, man. It's like I think it's amazing to me that we are so again, and this is all I'm gonna say, right? Thanks, Anthony. I appreciate your call too. This is what I'm gonna say on this issue. I want the brother to give me the reason to not have questions. And I feel like the more you present me with Obama answers, then the more questions I have. Understand that Mays Jackson, Mr. What's in it for the black people, wants an answer. What I would tell you is that there's two answers to what's in it for the black people in this. There's the answer of the black mayor, and there is the answer of the ascension to the power, to the top of the power structure by the people who have been there all those times. I see two sides, right? When you think about the four senior most people in the city council, those will come to us. There is no Ed Burke, right? And to watch, and again, y'all, the other part I feel like y'all got to take into consideration is I grew up politically, even though I've been at war with a faction of it. That is how I learned the game. Do you understand? Like, I'm not anti the game. I was anti some of the people. And again, this is what I feel oftentimes is I have the opportunity to share with a broader audience, and I really wish that the arguments now don't center on white ice, black man, massa this, massa that, blah, 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 blah. Because I'm going to tell you, when you start calling people names, you wind up losing them. Like Convince. Like, you all are still in the persuasion stage. Before you start calling names, are you driving people away or pulling them towards? So if I am undecided, do you say you stupid MF or do you try to win me? See, and the answer is, in politics, the person with the power is the undecided voter. The plus is you don't have to talk to them because they're voting for you. The negative, you don't have to vote for them because they're not voting for you. But the person in between is persuadable, right? You should be saying, what are your tangibles that you want as outcomes? It's just very difficult to exist in this space when they got an emotional advantage on us. The victory for either side is not emotional. It is tactical. The fact that there is a factor for black emotionalism in the campaign. There's a string that you play to that. All the woke white people want to be with Martin Luther King. All the woke white people want to be with Barack Obama. All the woke white people don't want to be with you. So how do I fit in this game plan? And it's not me. I'm saying, how does the rest of us? Anybody on the line? Call you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Yeah, hey, man. I was. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Who this caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Reese from South. I had first give kudos to Wilson, Dr. Willie Wilson, for that they said payback is a B. So he did a great job knocking Lori out, and she didn't help herself either by biting on the bait, messing with him at the debates when she should have been checking the dude in her rearview mirror, Brandon. That's where she messed up. But Willie, I'm gonna give him kudos because he paid her back, got her out, and that was a good thing in my opinion because she was, kind of lousy as a person and as a mayor. When you talk about the feelings and the emotions, it's always attack that they use, and it works for, I guess, 30% of the community, and it don't seem like it's going to change because they have another station that puts that out there, that emotional, like the voting rights bill. That was a joke to get people off track. But I mean, it works. So he's gonna, like I said, he read out whatever the Selma thing, that emotion things. That works to a certain degree, but it ain't gonna help when he is. Well, let me ask you a question. Is he gonna? You don't think he's shunning your media viewers by not giving you an answer for the debate?
I haven't formally posed the question to him. I thought we would get him right away after the show, right? But I haven't been able to get. I did reach out to him and ask him to appear on the show. He said, if not tomorrow, ... So it's like that open-ended, like not okay, get it on the schedule. It was like we'll see you when we see you, sort of, is how I took it. But yeah, no, I
right, but that's
I'm listening. I'm sorry.
Right, and I remember you. Yeah, I remember you saying that ... So that ... FF too. I read that, so I figured, it's because I thought when you said you have a good viewership, he would want to, be on the, get on the black platform. Quote unquote, what's in for the black people? It's hard to get any blacker than that. Entitled. So, but if he knows that he can manipulate the ones, like you said, that are outside Wakanda, then, he's going to play that game and, try to see how far it goes.
Yeah. So let me.
And and this is the last point. Like you said, it's always wait. They're the same sorry answer. Oh no, let him not say. We can't
commit to nothing black because we got to be for everybody. That's the same ruse of, simple-minded answer that they accept every time. And then you see what it done did, got us nothing.
All right, caller. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling. I appreciate you sharing your opinion. So the TV is off. I mean, wait a minute, let me back up. The TV, the sound, the TV is on, so I'm leaning black, but I'm turning the sound up, and I can't hear what I need to hear. So I was just thinking about all the names that got tossed in this conversation, Reese, and I was just like, I was confused. And I think about the concept, and I feel like that's exactly what people want to happen, right? Like if you ask a question, then it's like you sell out cold water. Now I could do everything I could be for black people every single day in the world, and when I say what's in it for the black people to a black person, then I'm not black now. Again, if you can't get a black person to answer your question, why do you think a white person would? Anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I want to talk about why the national impact that Mayor Lightfoot had and her loss. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water, and I think of all the things, what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. Well, since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. But won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. I hope you find the right man who'll fix it for you. And while you're shopping anywhere, change the color of your hair. Are you busy? And did you have to pay that fine that you've been dodging all the time? Are you still dizzy? Oh, yeah. Well, since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Oh, stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie?
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Reese the Ruler. DJ Reese the Ruler, that was Valerie. But coming on March 25th, we got my girl Reese. She'll be performing live at Obsidian. Members, find out how you can become a member and join this exclusive show for only 60 people. 60, 65. Anyway, it's going to be a very intimate show. Live in the living room. Live band, the whole you dig. It is the kickoff of our social series. Y'all come check us out. It's going to be nice, man. Y'all come on out and check it out. The Maze Jackson Show. Reese will be performing live in the living room on March 25th. Reese, DJ Reese. See, now we're going to be super confused. DJ Reese, the ruler on the ones and twos. I just want you to know that Mayor Lightfoot done messed it up for everybody. She done messed it up for everybody. I don't know if you all, hey, Reese, switch over to the computer because I'm going to play it through the switcher. But in Washington, D.C. this week, President Biden overruled the Washington, D.C. City Council on their home rule. Reese, in the City Council of Washington, D.C., they were voting to revamp their criminal code. And I don't know if you all know what home rule is, but home rule is when you live in a city or a municipality and you have the right to make your own laws as long as they are in line with the federal and state laws. You can also add your own rules. And Washington, D.C. has had the right to do that for a while. However, Congress has maintained their right because, you know, Washington, D.C. is not a state. So, Reese, they went to go pass a new law. The city council passed a law that was going to reduce the crimes for carjacking, reduce the sentencing for carjacking and for a variety of other things. The mayor vetoed the law. It then passed 12-1. So they were getting ready to sign it. And President Biden joined in, signed as the president, said he would not allow the city of D.C. to exercise their home rule when it comes to crime. And he said that he is not in favor of decreasing the sentence for carjackers. Now, Reese, before I start, does carjackers mean black people? Rabbits does. Does carjackers in D.C. mean black people? I mean, now I got carjacked by a white boy, but when you say carjackers, do you think white, black? Yeah? Yeah. So is Joe getting ready to go down the path of the criminal, like the 96 crime bill? So anyway, but you know what? Democrats were blindsided because this was about criminal justice reform, right? And President Biden, after everything, decided to veto the bill. As the president of the United States, he vetoed a law in Washington, D.C. You know why, Reese? According to CNN, it was Mayor Lori Lightfoot's loss in Chicago that has Democrats around the country nervous in big cities. See, I think this exposes, this is something that I think that, remember earlier in the show we were talking about national issues playing locally? Mayor Lightfoot always did her TV interviews with people nationally. Never really cultivated a local persona. So the reality is people around the country thought she was popular, and they thought, remember how many times Kamala Harris came here? Remember how all the time the president would be coming here? Because they thought that Mayor Lightfoot, the first openly gay black woman mayor of the city of Chicago, was killing it, especially according to CNN and MSNBC. And for her to not make the runoff was the reason. And you know what they blamed it on, Reese? Crime. And this is part of the reason I think we need to be paying attention to when they say they're going to make this a national election versus a local election. And I think this should be a forewarning. Reese, I'm going to play something from my computer. This is New York Mayor Eric Adams commenting on Mayor Lightfoot, and I think serves as a warning for our friend, our cousin, who wants to make this a national election.
I want to talk about what happened in Chicago this week. Your friend, Mayor Lori Lightfoot, she had a pretty big loss in her reelection bid. You work closely together on a range of issues, particularly on questions of crime. That is an issue that dominated the election in Chicago. What is your takeaway from her loss?
Well, I think all of our big cities, I like to say we have three parties, Democrat, Republicans, and mayors. Mayors, we are closer, we're the closest to the problems. And I stated on the campaign trail and in the city, public safety is a prerequisite to prosperity. Same as Chicago, like New York, and many of our big cities across America. That is why we're zero focus, double-digit decrease in shootings, double-digit decrease in homicides. We have witnessed this year, particularly in the month of February, all of our index crimes is low for the entire year. We are focused on public safety because people want to be safe. They don't feel safe and they are actually safe, then you're going to lose control of your city.
Is what happened to her a warning sign for you here in New York?
To the contrary, I think it's a warning sign for the country. Eric Adams has been talking about public safety, not only on the campaign trail, but for the first year. I showed up at crime scenes. I knew what New Yorkers were saying, and I saw it all over the country. I think, if anything, it is really stating that this is what I have been talking about. America, we have to be safe.
I want to talk about what happened in Chicago.
For the rest of the world, right? So, Reese, I feel like that is a forewarning locally, right? I realize, do you ever recall me telling you that there was going to be a snapback from the George Floyd, where I said, like, people were going to be like, okay, we've gone too far. I fundamentally believe that that's what's happened, Reese, in Chicago. And I want to, as I move into this space of undecidedness, I think it's important that the black candidate for mayor recognize what's foremost on people's mind. And I think that if Mr. Johnson is paying attention, the landscape on this issue may change. And so I would argue that race will not be the determining factor in this mayoral election. And the issues that impact Chicagoans will not be boiled down to, will not be lofty ideals and goals. It will be to get the city back under control, or the perception of control. Does anybody remember The Wire? Reese, did you watch The Wire? You was too young.
No, I remember when The Wire came on for sure.
Remember Carcetti? Mayor Carcetti? It was after they had Amsterdam, and Baltimore was crazy, and there was crime everywhere, and then there was a big expose, and then there was Mayor Carcetti, which was Baltimore was a majority black city, and the black people voted for the white mayor because he made them safe. Do y'all remember that? And you know black people love a white guy that pays them some attention. And so I'd offer that instead of trying to racialize this race, I'd offer that both candidates would do better focusing on the number one issue as polled by everybody, which is the resolution to crime. Now, some of you will say that that is a job, so that should be the argument that should be made. But I really do think that if the campaign goes down a racial line, I don't think that it's a winning strategy. And I know nobody wants to hear me when I say this, but Mr. Johnson should look at the outcome of the assessor's race. I know people don't want to hear me when I say it, but I'm going to keep on saying it. Reese, there's the number one voting population in this is seniors. Then it's going to be black, white, Latino. Reese, if white people are given a choice, then they're not woke, who they voting for? The white guy.
You said that black people is getting...
White people.
Oh, for sure.
Unwoke white people are voting for the white guy. Correct? Who are unwoke Latinos voting for? The white guy. Black people will vote for the black person, but I do wonder, where does a black senior who can't get a return call from the police when something is cracking on a block? Reese, I wonder, how does this thing break? And while I recognize that it's popular to let me ask, because Angela said, "Don't be mad when the legal system fills back up." I would argue that there are some people that feel like the legal system should be filled back up a little bit. You saw, and I want y'all to see, that the national landscape is shifting. Imagine President Biden vetoing criminal justice reform locally. People are getting to a point where they no longer feel as though this George Floyd thing is working out. And I feel like that's happening on black and white sides. Now, Mayor Lightfoot was an incumbent with all the advantages of incumbency. But she refused, and now she refused to address the issue of crime. Can I tell you what her loss also signals to me? That while progressives would like to use the issue of race, I think crime is going to outweigh it. Reese, you think crime or race in the mayor's race? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-74. For black people, is racism or crime the bigger issue in this mayor's race?
Oh, you talking about the black? Oh, for sure it's race.
You think so?
Yeah, black people don't care about, man. We clearly don't care about crime.
Wait, what? What about black seniors?
We clearly don't care. I'm gonna tell you why black people don't have a crime. If you tell you a snitch, if you black people, He don't. They said hunt them down like rabbits. They thought he was talking about black people. He said hunt down criminals. Criminals. That mean that people that committed a crime. I want to let y'all know that if you go look it up, it's a person that committed a crime. We bash the person for saying that. Hunt down criminals. A person that has committed a crime. We was upset he said that hunt down criminals because we thought black. So I don't think crime is really. I mean, sure, we gonna say.
So you're saying crime is not a factor for black people? What about the seniors?
I mean, maybe them, but for like anybody else, they were like, like they gonna say it, but deep down inside, they really don't want it. Like it may be an issue, but it really isn't an issue. It really isn't an issue because you seen crime happen and you don't say nothing.
Well, that's because they gonna come back and get you.
How can somebody come back and get you when you have identified them and the law gets you and the law has you in cuffs? Well, they gonna send a homie or something? This ain't that time no more. This ain't no time no more. That man that's out there doing that shooter is a peon. That's why he doing the shooting. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't have nobody else to do it for him, or he on a job or something. Man, that man ain't gonna do nothing to you. He's in jail. We don't care about crime. I'm convinced. But now race, we probably not. You know what I'm saying? The race card can be played a little bit more heavier now. Black and white. You can probably play.
Who you think's gonna play the race card more? Who does the race card benefit more in this race?
The black person. Come on, man. The white man can't white. It's America. They already done that already. So it's the black people. So you try to empathize with them, make you feel. That's where I've been in this community. I've done this. So you give black people a good story. You know what I'm saying? I had Tyler Perry write it up. Man, it's gonna sell. All you need is a real good story. Make them feel emotional. Throw in abortion rights and stuff like that. I'm trying to tell you how you gonna get them. Say I will never let abortion come in, which it won't. Man, listen, you gotta win it. That's a win. But crime. I mean, we gonna say it, but because if he wanted that, then it was a man. It was a man that clearly told you what he wanted to do to criminals, and he's not in one of the two. So,
damn, Reese.
Yeah.
Man, give us a call, 872-259-7474. Do black people care about crime or race in this election? What will be the more important factor? Every time you say either side, I just want to know who benefits from each race. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. Crime or race?
Yo, what's good, bro?
What up, Devo? President of West Senate for the Black People First. What's up, my dude? Crime or race? What's going on? It was good to see you on the other night too, my dog.
Hey, man. Hey, no problem, man. And hey, shout out to the happy hour at Obsidian, man. I heard that was quite the event as well for the young professionals or the professionals in general. But honestly, bro, I think to your question. I think race is always, because this is Chicago, it's always race involved. You know what I'm saying? I just want to ask, is the progressive, with the cracks that we're seeing in the progressive agenda, both recently in Chicago and as it ripples out into places like New York, I guess, what will the progressive adjustment be? Are they going to pivot to black tangibles? I doubt it. But I mean, we have to just be responsive and aware of what the spin is going to be, because they're going to spin. Because like you said, everything that Reese said is just adding what would a good movie be. And that's what they do. They give us this movie, and then at the end, we always lose. And then they come and they sell it to us again. So, I think people coming to see you immediately is important, and people telling you that they'll get around to you, even though they already know where you at. So it's literally like they can just drop by. They got people have a car, so they spinning us, bro. So we know what's up. Other than that, see everybody this weekend, and let's get it, bro.
All right, that is President Devin Gordine. We got the What's in it for the Black People meeting this Saturday at 10:30 a.m. at Obsidian. If you are looking for that information, don't hesitate. Reese, thanks, brother. I appreciate your call. Hey, man, crime or race? Like, rank them. Who is it? The race issue? Is it the crime issue? I feel like when it's Vallis, it's going to be about he's a racist, and when it's Brandon, it's going to be soft on crime. And I want to know which one resonates with black people. Is our number one issue in the black community police and policing? Is our number one issue racism? I don't know, man. Race or crime? Crime or race? I don't want to be triggered in this election. I don't want my buttons being pushed. I want to know what's the economic opportunity. What is it? Public safety, city services, and good education. And quality schools in the neighborhoods. Who will best be able to deliver that? And if we can't talk about those issues, and I'm not going to say racism doesn't play a role in them, but I don't want nobody pushing my buttons. But I do think that Mayor Lightfoot's loss is going to force a national pivot on crime. Democrats saw that around the country. I think it's going to give J.B. Pritzker some pause. Right? Because J.B. Pritzker is going to, like, while he would love to be with the progressive, I think if the national trend is that Democrats are soft on crime in big cities, he may have to be forced to be neutral. Because he is running for president after all. And so if he's going to win middle America, right, he might win the coast, but how does he win the rest of the country? So is all of those things are going to be factors that play into this race. I don't know, y'all. Reese, you race or crime? That's why you moved to the suburbs.
Well, I'm moving back.
Oh.
You gotta worry about
So now which one you want? Which is more important to you? The crime in your neighborhood or the racism in your neighborhood? How much racism is in your neighborhood? Besides the institutional.
What do you mean by race? I mean the only people that display racism in my neighborhood is the police.
Ah.
So I mean, in my neighborhood, that's the only people that display.
So how do you deal with it? What do you do about crime? You don't have crime in your neighborhood, though, really?
No, like I'm talking about, like whenever I was in, like even in the city.
Black police, white police, or all police?
It's usually the white police with the black cop that don't say nothing. It's usually like the white policemen that do all the enforcement and the black cop just stand there and don't say nothing. Like you said, I'm gonna show you how to handle these guys. Just want don't answer, you know. So that's what it usually is. But I mean, like I said, crime is always a factor. But that's if we want to get rid of crime. You know, that's if we, if we want to be hard on crime. We support defund the police, and then we say we want to stop crime.
Man, you need a social worker.
Social worker to do what?
To stop the people who are having episodes. It's not always a crime. It could be domestic.
What do you mean stop?
Hey man, look, I'm trying to do the millennial thing. I'm trying to be a millennial. I'm trying to explain it like y'all do.
Okay. It's okay. I'm like I said, I'm listening. I'm saying if we want crime, then we need police. Need more police, and then people hate to hear that, So we need more police.
They said that. Well, I'm gonna say. I don't know, man. I think it's all stuff that we need to talk about. I think Salim has great ideas. Maybe he'll talk to Brandon and get him out. But Salim, if you do, you still got to ask him what's in it for the black people. And I don't want to hear about all people can eat. Look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still, no? Okay, well, you can't tell them yet. So anyway, DJ Reese done lost his cords and don't know how to plug it in. So you all good?
He just went off. I mean, the computer. I didn't even touch nothing.
I hope it didn't blow out. I got a warranty. Okay. Well, look. This is the Maze Jackson Show. Can y'all still hear me? We still live. The computer went away. I don't know, man.
That I want to do. I was just talking.
Did it come back?
Nah, just hold on. Nah.
Did you push the button in the back?
Yeah, I'm trying to do that.
Is it even acting like it's gonna come on? Or did it just die? All right, don't forget on March 25th we got Reese live at Obsidian. Saturday, March 25th. Email chicagoobsidian@gmail.com for details. If you are interested in checking out the show. Man, I hope it ain't die. I hope it ain't dead. Did the power go out somewhere? I know. Running. It's gone? Nah. It's back? Oh, yeah. It's coming back. See, man. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson.
But which one are you, though? Are you crime or race?
I'm undecided. Like, okay, here's the thing. I probably am crime. I'm probably race, but I don't want to be played. Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be playing no speeches for me. Don't be playing I have a dream and then be talking about race. And I don't want to see people in Selma, Alabama. Right? If we're going to talk about race, I want you to talk about the racism that we experience in this society when Ed Burke told us that they gave the... See, Reese, I can do race, but you know. Anyway, you back yet?
Only like 30 seconds.
30 seconds, right, y'all? Because, you know, y'all also be on the lookout because I'm going to get you a QR code so you can join Obsidian. This is the Maze Jackson Show.
So when y'all say crime, so do y'all really do you really think that social working could help?
Mm-hmm. You got to go. They got to have a center, man. You know, every good neighborhood has a center. A center. You know, every good neighborhood has a
resources.
Right. You know, Boys and Girls Club, place where a park with games and all of that.
You know,
I'm trying to help y'all understand, man. Take care of the people, and the people will take care of you. Yeah, man. Crime or race? Race or crime? What's the most important thing? I don't know, man. Oh, are y'all joining Obsidian? Y'all should join it before Reese get here because it's going to be dope. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm the host, Maze Jackson, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? If you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case, he was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the